I'm good so that I can talk about being good, if that makes any sense. So I'm super, super, super excited to be here again with you guys after a month. So shout out to that. I'm super excited for our guests today. I love having you. So I am still a little under the weather, but I am so glad. Hi. I'm so glad that I have enough strength and enough energy to do this show. You guys know I took yesterday off from streaming. I got sick. Boom. It just took me out. And, I just was like, okay, let me sleep. So I slept all day. So shout out to sleeping. Sleeping is definitely one of the best forms of self-care. I appreciate you. Thank you. I feel good. I'm not 100%, but I feel good. So that's all that matters. So if my voice sounds a little cracky, that's why. I've been drinking fresh pressed juice. So this is orange juice, lemon juice, a little bit of grapes, and some turmeric. So I've been, trying to boost my immunity so I can get back to my daily life. So that's what's going on with me. So today we have two amazing guests. It's going to be a boy-filled self-care Sunday. I love it. I love it for myself. What I'm going to be doing, because as you guys can see, I've been outside. I've been getting a lot of sun. So I'm definitely getting darker. And as we all should, make sure you get outside and get some vitamin D. Thank you. Oh. What I'm going to be doing today, let's go through it really, really fast per usual. I am going to be washing my face with my go-to superfood cleanser by Teamy. It has matcha, turmeric, and sea kelp. I love that brand. As you can tell, I'm almost out, so I'm definitely going to be re-upping with them soon. And then somebody actually told me that I was doing it wrong. And I'm supposed to steam before I go in with my facial scrubber. I'm not sure if she's right, I'm right. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I love all new suggestions. If you guys have any suggestions for me in regards to self-care, any products you want me to try, anything you want me to try doing, that is amazing. Please send me a DM. Please send Emoji J a DM because I would love to incorporate it into my show. So I'm going to steam my face with my facial steamer from Vogue Now. Then I'm going to get into my facial scrubbing ultrasound. I love this product. I love this. This thing is one of the most amazing things ever, honestly. And I'm going to get into that with my Revitalift Derm Intensive. So what this does basically is it takes off the first layer of dermis, which I really, really need, because I have been outside and I haven't really been taking care of myself. So I'm going to go in with this, and then after that we are going to tone. We are going to tone. We're going to tone with the L'Oreal Revitalift Derma Intensive Glycolic Acid Peeling Toner. Then we're going to do our hydration Brightening Complex 24 Gold Jelly Mask, which is basically like a infusion of hydration into the skin, which you very, very much need. Shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate all the gifts, all the comments. If I don't say hi to you or thank you for the gift, please don't hold it against me. We are doing a show, so I'm going to have to be focusing on that. So I love you. Appreciate all the gifts, all the comments. Please, please, please keep bringing those up. Okay, so then also, I don't know if we're gonna have enough time for me to do this. I was gonna do this off stream, but I thought that this could be something pretty awesome, and I know a lot of people don't know how to do this. So what I was gonna show you at the end, if we have enough time, I'm not sure if we do, but and even if we don't have enough time, stay on, because I'm gonna do it today because I need to. But I'm going to be tinting my brows. And how I do that is with the Just for Men Mustache and Beard Color Dye. And I've done this before. It's really easy. This is for people who don't like wearing makeup, who don't want to go to the salon, who, as you get older, yay, I love that for you. As you get older, you start to lose color in your brows. And so it's easy. This is very, very easy. And that's awesome. Shout out to you. And so, but like this one works and it lasts a very long time and it's safe because, you know, the men use it. So, well, I will be showing you how to tint your eyebrows. So today's topic is about pain and pain management, because I feel like this is one of those topics that we don't really talk about very much, period, right? People suffer in silence most of the time. I know I suffer in silence a lot. And so what I love about my show and my stream is that I like to talk about a lot of things that people don't like to talk about. It's uncomfortable for them. So pain is something as we get older we go through, right? And so whenever somebody hits me up and they tell me that they have a pain or they're in pain, I always, the first question is, have you located what kind of pain it is? You can't just say, I'm having a pain in my chest. No, baby, what kind of pain? Is it a shooting pain? Is it a throbbing pain? Is it, do you think it's a nerve pain or muscular pain? Or, you know, it doesn't matter. You have to be able to decipher where the pain is, what kind of pain it is. Then we can go ahead and figure out what's like a good, what's a good strategy, whether it is something you need to go to the ER straight away for, maybe it's something you can thug out. Very, very much listen to your body, very much always pay attention to your body, because a lot of times people will go the thug it out route when they should be going the ER route. A lot of people go the ER route when they should be going the thug it out route. You know what I'm saying? We are getting older, so a lot of times we will, as we get older, we'll get pain. So a quick story, if you have been on my stream or you follow me, you know that I was in a car accident 2 years ago where I shattered my pelvis and broke my arm and my leg. So I have a bar in my pelvis on this side, and then I have a bar in my arm, and they just, I don't know what they did to my leg, but they put it back together. Shout out to them. So I get pain from time to time, and lately I've been having a lot of muscular pain. And it was funny because I talk about these things and I wasn't actually able to identify where the pain was. I automatically went to fear because I thought it had something to do with my blood clot. So I went to the ER and they hopped me up on a bunch of drugs, but they weren't able to help me. So I came back to my stream, and you guys know this past week or two I've been streaming from my bed a lot because of the pain. And so my good friend Angela, she was like, have you tried Bengay? And I'm like, what's Bengay? And so she put me onto Bengay. I had it right here. Where did I put it? Oh no, it's not here. Oh, here it is. So Bengay, I got the ultra strength, not even the extra strength. I got the strongest one I could find. I also use Tiger Balm. Exactly. Oh, that. Yeah. So I also use Tiger Balm. I know there's something called BioFreeze. I believe Icy Hot. There's a bunch of different ways you can help Band-Aid, as Jazzy said yesterday, a pain until you really take time to look into what the problem is. A lot of times a Band-Aid, let's not sleep on Band-Aids, because a lot of times if you Band-Aid something, there is a chance that the Band-Aid is all you needed, right? So when we are faced with pain, when we are faced with uncomfortability, make sure that you're not allowing the fear to exacerbate the situation, because a lot of times that's what happens. Oh my God, ow. You know, I'm dying. Like, no, come on. You know what I'm saying? We have to, as adults, as we grow older, we have to be able to, one, feel the pain, live in it for a little bit, understand it, figure out the source, and then from there figure out, you know, what you're going to do from that, because we all face it. We're all going through something. So never try to minimalize it, but also try not to maximize it either. So, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, I had to spit. Sorry, I'm sick. Anyway, so yeah, that is definitely what I wanted to talk about in regards to pain. I've been feeling a lot of pain lately. I know that we all have moments when we feel a lot of pain. So that's definitely something we need to really like pay attention to, because pain management is really, really important as you get older, in life. And figuring out how to maneuver through life and through all of these struggles. Yeah, heavy on aging sucks. But figuring out how to, get through the struggle is all important. Community is important. If I did not have a conversation with Angie, I would not have, and Trappa, I would not have had the ease. It was like I was completely eased once I applied Bengay to the spots that were hurting, which is when I realized after I left the hospital that it was a muscular issue. And so it was definitely fixed within those next few days. And I feel better. I'm standing. I could do a jig. You know what I'm saying? So get into that. I love that. So I'm going to bring in our guests. We have two amazing guests today. And I don't have a BBL, but anyways, we have two amazing guests today. We have Coach Kinfolk, who is a part of my NYE family. I love that. And we have RGV. And so they're both going to be sharing with us today their self-care, what they do for self-care for themselves. I am going to start my self-care regimen so we have enough time to fit everything in. And like I said, at the end of the self-care, if you guys want to stick around, I will be tinting my brows. So if you guys ever decide that, I want to tint if you've been thinking about tinting your brows and you want to save the $25, $30, $60, however many dollars it is where you are, then I'm going to show you how I do it. It's not permanent. It probably lasts about a week or two if you do it correctly. But yeah, so and I use the Just for Men mustache and beard dye. There are lots of dyes, but the thing about when you get the eyebrow dye is that dye doesn't last very long. For me, I've used it before in the past and I didn't really like it. So somebody suggested I try this dye. I did. I loved it. So it was great. So thank you guys so much for the gifts. Again, if you're just joining us, this is Self-Care Sundays with me, Tantwix. My guests today, if you are available and you want to get in the box, please request it. That would be great. So I'm going to get into, I really need to whiten my teeth, honestly, too. But I've been drinking so much turmeric and orange juice. I'm going to wait until I'm done with being sick, and then I'll definitely whiten my teeth. Hello, handsome. You look very nice, and I love that you have a shirt on. Shout out to
I'll fucking send it.
Yeah, it is. No cursing. No cursing. So how are you? Happy Sunday. How are you?
Outstanding. I want to piggyback off what you were saying earlier about your physical ailments.
Okay.
That's how my self-care started from my back surgeries.
I love that.
I had PTSD, then I couldn't move. So I was trying to balance the mental versus the physical. So I had to get a routine, a regimen. So that's why when I linked up with you and you had a routine. So I used your routine versus my physical. So initially, what I did, I started in the hot tub, get my body going, and I started doing yoga. Just little basic yoga positions. Look, just basic yoga positions. All right, so start my morning off 1 minute breathing exercises. I ran cross country, so breathing exercises, it helps relax you, keep your blood flow evenly. And I got into meditation after that. So the meditation, the yoga, me being active, trying to walk, running, everything else, it helped my physical. But since I wasn't outside like I used to be, my how I presented myself was way off. So I'm stuck in the house for 4 years. So basically,
what happened to you? Let's get into it. What happened? Because that's actually something that a regimen that I also went through when after my car accident. I would do my therapy. If you guys remember back when I was before like the Millies, I would do my rehab in the jacuzzi. I loved it. I loved jacuzzi vibes. So what happened to you to where you went through all of this, and how did you find yourself how did you bring yourself out of it? Because there are two parts when you are an accident to where you're bedridden. Um, People don't understand that there's two parts. There's your physical and there's your mental. So how did you get through it? And then how did you what were the steps that you took to get there?
Um, I was I was having night terrors for years, just reliving the act. It was from a home invasion. I had a laser procedure on my back, then they actually put hardware in there. I was laying down. I didn't like sleeping because I was gonna dream if I slept. So I stay up days at a time, then I pass out. One of the days I passed out, I got a text because dude, I was by myself. I had my email notification on. I wasn't dealing with nobody. And the app emailed me and said they did live streaming. I jumped on the stream and that helped my mental. It made me realize everybody is not evil. Uh, People would just,
Was that something that you really thought? You thought everybody was evil?
yeah, no question. No question at all. Because I didn't understand how somebody with good intentions, something bad happened to. All right. So when I started getting on the app, I started realizing, damn, there's a lot of cool ass people. People just making me laugh for no fucking for no reason.
Oh, watch
I,
your mouth.
but I mean, just for no reason. They were just making me laugh, and then I just felt the vibes. And then, as shy as I was, I started jumping in boxes and talking to people, and so that helped the mental part of it. So I see everybody as a go getter now. I see how everybody living. So I want to step out again too. So I start getting physical with it too. Uh, Working at home is not cool. I don't care. It's not cool. Really, to me as a man, it's not cool. Um, and the mental went back and forth because now I had to be mature enough to decide what type of people are beneficial and good for me. All right, so if I can give them enough positive energy. I deal with them, and
Okay.
because it has to be reciprocated. I
That's
mean,
honestly a good point that you say, and that was something that I actually went through when I went through my just if you guys are coming in, this is Self Care Sundays with Tantwix. We have Coach Ken Folks in the box, and he's talking about his travel through self care and how he came to be the way he is now. But that's a great point that you touched on. I think that a lot of people don't realize in life that they're energy suckers, right? And the thing about that is that you have to be very careful with those types of people because I know that I'm good energy. I know that. And sometimes when you um, put yourself out there are some people that will take and take and take and take and not reciprocate. And so you're left feeling like you are kind of drained when you hang out with them or you're super tired. So when you do feel like that, what is happening? When you ow, my steamer is spurting at me. Anyways, when you do come to a point where you feel like every time you hang out with certain people that it just is draining, you have to realize in those moments that you must separate yourself from that. So I cut off a ton of people. Like I used to be a social butterfly. I had tons of friends. And then, when I was in my accident, only about two or three people showed up. Those were the two or three people that ended up being in my life.
exactly.
And because I was the kind of friend who, if you were in any kind of situation, I was there, but you cannot put yourself out there for people who are not willing to put themselves out there for you. So, yeah, so continue.
Okay, so I got the mental. I had to get the physical back together, and now making it a consistent routine. Um, like I don't, diet is just supposed to be a lifestyle. It's supposed to be something that's productive and beneficial for you, help you evolve. It's not a fad. It's something that you make part of your life naturally. It's not supposed to be forced. And I started moving like that. Even though you separate yourself from people, that don't mean they bad people. They just wasn't good for you. And so it's like And you leave it simple as that. No bad terms spoken about them or anything. But I mainly had to separate the mental and physical, and be consistent on both paths to evolve. Um, I go walking, running, or jogging for the most part. Earth sign. I'm just outside, feet in the grass type scenario.
I love that. So Jazzy was talking about that when she was a guest on the show. Do you go grounding? Like, is there something else, something like, because I know that nature, especially when it comes to self-care, is very therapeutic. So is that something you find yourself doing often, or?
Well, it's easier with me because when I do yard work, I'm just on the grass.
Okay.
When I'm in the backyard, I'm just outside sometimes, just for no rent, so for no particular reason. Um, but for the most part, it's phases. And my biggest problem was putting too much pressure on myself, having expectations, and not appreciating what people were seeing in me.
Right.
I had my own perception or had my own ideas of, but you have to understand how people are responding to you.
Right.
And that would always be beneficial. So when you make your decision, regardless if they like it or not, you have to stand on it, because that's your beliefs or that's who you are. And if you
Right.
need to grow beyond that, you will.
Right. So is there something that you do on a daily or weekly basis um that is in your impression, like your form of self-care, no matter what it is? I know that you definitely are into your skin routine. You definitely take care of your hair, but is there something you do weekly that grounds you, that reminds you, that brings you back to being present?
This is okay. So we're gonna start with the Sunday. So facial things on Sunday. Um,
Why
and
do
then,
you do your facials on Sunday?
because it really just started with you to be more detailed and particular about it. Um, and that started the routine. So,
Oh,
so
you started your Sunday facials because of me?
yeah. So when I did it Sunday,
Oh.
I have to do it twice a week. Now I'm using a black mask versus a conditioning mask.
Okay.
I'm trying Greek yogurt. I'm trying to see what would make my skin pop more. So from the Sunday, I can do it from Sunday and Wednesday. Then I do the hot tub at least twice a week, along with the yoga, meditate. Well, the yoga is like 3 times a week. The meditation and the breathing is pretty much every day. It's just off your phone. You have your phone remind you.
Right, exactly. I do the same thing.
And so when you wake up, you take that. I started with a minute, and then I try to work with 2 minutes. Try to gradually pick it up. Meditate is a higher level. You don't want to get caught in meditating, because it's out of body experience is real scary, kind of. I mean, if you haven't got there, you probably won't really feel it. I mean, because it's like when it's kind of scary when you see that this is at your level, and you mentally wasn't ready for that. Um, so I try to break my physical down 3 times a week. My facials and hygiene beyond like
Okay,
regular day.
so let's get into your facials. What do you do? You guys, if you're just joining today, joining right now, this is Self Care Sundays with Tantwix. I am going through my facial regimen today. We're not doing anything too crazy. I wash my face with my cleanser by Teamy. And then after that, with my silicone scrubber. You guys know how much I love silicone scrubbers. Please don't use the electric kinds. They're very abrasive to your face. You wash that off. Now, then I steam my face so I can make sure that these products definitely get into the pores. And now I'm using my ultrasound sonic scrubber with my Revitalift Derma Intensive Glycolic Acid Cleansing Gel. So this is going to remove the first layer of dermis, which is dead skin, and basically make sure that when I do my hydrogen facial, it gets in there and makes me a brand new woman. We currently have Coach in the box as he's sharing his daily, weekly skincare regimens. If I haven't acknowledged you, thank you guys so much for playing up. Thank you so much for the gifts. And I really, really appreciate you. I'm not letting anyone in the box. This is a show, so please come back another time. Thank you.
All right, so it's a daily aging cleanser I use, and I had got this one because you spoke on it, and it's been working well.
Which one is that?
It's the Neutrogena retinol one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been working well. You don't really have to use a lot. You still feel it.
Yeah,
How
you don't.
how you use the steamer? I just be in a hot tub and I rinse it off and then do my facials because and before I shave, I do a mask.
A beard mask.
No, I mean no, just like the charcoal mask.
Oh,
So
oh, like a
yeah,
detoxifying mask. So,
yeah,
okay, cool.
instead of shaving first, I do it before I shave.
Okay. Does
Um,
it? Have you seen a significant difference?
on this part of my face, it's lighting up, and I'm trying to work it down. So
Okay,
it used
cool.
to be just light up like a mask, but now it's lowering down around, and so I noticed the difference. I even damped this towel, put it on my face, and put a heating pad over it. Um,
Oh, I never
so
thought about that. That's a really good idea.
and the way it make your eyes feel is just relax. So I did like that. So it's just little things I'll be thinking about because like I have to use things for multiple reasons. The hot tub for the steam and for helping my back to stretch and work out when I'm in the hot tub. Um, and I just jump in the shower and start a routine.
Nice. I love that. So what kind of products do you take care of your hair or do you just have somebody else kind of do that for you?
See, I mean, I go to her, but I just use basically all these oils.
Okay.
Okay,
Oil?
yeah, that multiple kind. You can just get them from Walmart or whatnot.
Oh, wow.
So now I put it in here and get straight to the root. Yeah, mostly I
You mix
use
them all together?
different combinations because I like the black castor oil with the grapeseed oil because the smell. And basically, I do it by moods. I mean,
I love that. I'm the same way. Like sometimes you're in like a certain type of mood and you feel like, this is going to be a holistic based regimen. Like I've done that on the show, or it's going to be anti-aging regimen, or it's going to be a pulling out all of my dead skin regimen. So yeah, I do understand like moods kind of being the preface of your face care regimen. Also, really quick, guys, I've never done this on stream, but there was something that I realized that you should all be doing, and I don't know if you guys do this, but especially when you're sick or you've had a lot of congestion, especially in your nose, those congestions, they form under your nose. So I don't know if you guys know this. I know only the girlies who do facial regimens know this, but there's a system that you need to do. I don't have the actual tool for it, but you need to make sure you get all of that gross congestion out of your nose. Do you see that? So you just push your nose upwards and then it helps to remove all of that congestion, that blackhead. A lot of times we get these congestions under our nose, all around here. And so you make sure that you push it out. There are tools that use it, but honestly, using your hands works too. So make sure you get all of that. I'm going to go in with my ultrasound sonic, and I'm just going to make sure I get all of that dead skin, all of that extra, I don't know what it is, I call it congestion, out of my nose, because it does have a way of building. And then I know oil definitely does help, but make sure you do go in every once in a while. You don't have to do it all the time because but they will do when you go get facials. And so it is important when you are sick and when you've had a lot of congestion in your nose to make sure, because the thing about it is that it will go and it will stay, and then it causes breakout, and then you're like, why do I have a breakout on my nose? Sweetheart, that's why. All right, my love, continue.
okay, what was that? Oh, so I just thought. I'm
Your
sorry.
moods, your
Oh yeah,
oils,
so
and
I
your
do I
moods.
do the oils based on my moods and the scent. Um, because I mean, even the weather changes the way you smell things. Like if it's stuffy and rainy outside, you have a more lingering odor. So that's what made me do the grapeseed oil so much because I love, and even when I walk outside, and you smell it in the breeze. So that's a go for me. I love that one.
Okay.
Um, it's just try to do better every day. Find something else that's be beneficial for the way you personally move. I mean, so that's why it's good to just actually listen sometime when people speak.
Yeah,
Mhm.
honestly, I mean, I'm like I said with the pain regimen, I'm so glad that I listened and got the Bengay and you know, used the Tiger Balm. Tiger Balm, there's also Tiger Balm. I love Tiger Balm. I couldn't find it right now, but
I mean,
um, listening to your friends, listening to the community around you is huge on like self care because just getting information from other minds that are also going through similar things as you, it helps. Like they say, it
yeah.
takes a village.
And you have to understand your my personal perspective, the way I had through my trauma and feeling alone. The fact that I see it, I appreciate everybody else situations. Um, Even when somebody situation I don't perceive to be as serious mine, but it's not the situation, it's how you're dealing with it.
Correct.
When I see people deal with situations like stand up, it's like, wow, how do you handle all that so strongly?
Right.
And that brought me strength
Right.
because you see how it affected them, and it's like, yeah, I went through some stuff, I went through terrible situations, but wow, I didn't
I'm
go through
still
half.
here, baby. I'm still here. Yeah, absolutely.
But some people didn't go through half of the stuff, but worse things happened to them, but they still stood up.
I never like to compare anybody's trials or tribulations because I feel like, and I don't want to ever get too spiritual on the show, but I feel like God gives everybody what they can handle, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
everybody goes through their own trials and tribulations based on what they can handle. And so, yeah, I never like to, oh, well, I went through this and so I went through more or you went, you
you
know,
know,
like we went through what we went through and what we can learn. And like I said, even if somebody who hasn't gone through what I have gone through specifically, that even they can still teach me something about myself, you know, and vice versa. So I never like to compare or contrast, or excuse me, compare or correlate anyone's situations to another because we're all going through what we can handle.
yeah, exactly.
The Lord did not shatter my pelvis if he didn't think I didn't think I could handle it, but he thought I could and I apparently I could. So here we are. You know what I'm
But see,
saying? But
just how you spoke on it, but at the actual time it's going on, you don't realize that you can handle it till it's over. It's like, wow. And then in hindsight, it's like, that was kind of traumatic.
yeah,
And I mean, it's like in hindsight, you really look at what you went through, and I think that actually makes you stronger.
right.
Um,
Oh
so
yeah. Reflection. Reflection is so necessary. Thank you for bringing that up because people don't understand that yeah, reflection is part of healing and growth. So I want to make sure we have enough time for Argy. Is there anything else that you would like to share or any other parts of your self-care regimen that you wanted to touch upon?
uh, I always increase your water intake, regardless of what's going on. More active you are, the harder it is. Drink water. It clears your skin. It makes you have a healthier sweat. It's not as sticky. It is different.
Or salty, heavy on
Yes,
that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, exactly.
And your pee's not as yellow. If you wake up in the morning and your pee is yellow, you're not drinking enough water, respectfully. So
So
make sure that you drink enough water before you go to bed so that when you wake up the next day your pee is white. Clear.
basically, just do anything that make you feel good to make you do something better the next day. I
Exactly.
cook. I cook to relax. So
I
that's
love
what it
that.
is.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Coach Ken Folks, for being a guest today on my show. Everyone, please favorite
No
him.
problem.
He's amazing spirit, energy. He's a part of my family. I love him to death. I appreciate you. Oh, to get in the box. I love it. So right now, guys, I am using my hydration mask. It's my 24 Gold Brightening Complex from now. It is supposed to illuminate. It's a stimulating collagen. It has elastin in it. Soothes the skin, makes it soft. It makes it glow. It's a hydration mask. I love it. And so yeah, it's great. Oh, 24K. Yeah, it's one of my most favorite masks. It's also a jelly mask. What a jelly mask means is that you just all you got to do is add a little bit of water. It turns into jelly, And then once it hardens, it can just peel right off, which is so dope. I love these masks. RGV. Hi,
Hey, hey,
darling.
hey.
Hi. Good morning, good sunset. Happy Sunday. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm amazing. So let's get right into it.
A little nervous.
What does self care mean to you, and how do you show yourself self care?
Okay, self-care to me, I would say means just taking care of your mental, taking care of your fucking
No, no,
body, everything.
no cursing, guys. I know we curse a lot on my stream, but no cursing.
Oh,
It's being
you telling
recorded.
me? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Damn, that's gonna be a little hard. Okay, but yeah, I would say how I like to. I would say I would self care for me. I like spending. Like I've learned to actually value time by myself.
Ooh,
Like
I love it.
genuinely
I love it.
enjoy it. Like I feel like a lot of people cannot. Like my phone literally stays on do not disturb like all fucking day every day. Oh, sorry, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I love it.
um, but
So
yeah,
what? So what brought that up? Because I know you also had an accident and you broke your leg. So is that what brought that up, or has it
no.
been like that for a while?
It happened a while ago. I would say like 2019 because I got my little heartbroken. So I kind of hated hanging out with my friends because I felt like I was like a bad vibe. I was like I'm always just
Why?
like sad and Debbie Downer at the time, because I was
Because
so heartbroken.
you got your heart broken in a relationship.
Yeah, so I just wouldn't hang out with them and I would just hang out at home. So that kind of helped me just like learn to be alone. And then a little bit after that, around 20, it was literally right before COVID, my brother passed away.
Oh no.
Another reason why I didn't want to be around people. I'm like, I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be like bringing people down. So I think those 2 years kind of like being alone kind of helped me be comfortable with that and okay with
Being
it.
by
I was like,
yourself. Okay.
yeah,
I don't like the way it started, but I like the way it ended.
it ended. No, and I feel like a lot of people need that because I feel like also other thing I found myself doing, I was like, when I do feel like that, I would end up like kind of like hitting up like some like a little sneaky link or whatever. And
Right.
I'm like, damn, like I'm over here like doing these things for the wrong reason too. Like I'm not even.
Right.
So I feel like that also was like a bit of a clicker to me. I was like, okay, well then we're gonna stop doing that too. Which is what led to the celibacy thing. Like this year I was like, I'm not gonna like I
So
literally
what did
haven't.
let's talk about that. So let me share something. When I
Yeah.
was the first time I've ever been alone was when I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for almost 2 months, 3 months, and then I was bedridden for like 6 months. I did have a boyfriend, but because I was in the hospital during COVID, they did not allow me to have any visitors. So the entire time I was in the hospital and in rehab, I was alone. It was the most torturous time of my life. But just like RGV, it actually brought me a new realization that like solitude is beautiful and necessary. And I love me a good self-care Sunday drink. Hello. So solitude is necessary. It really brings a new sense to knowing who you are, knowing your strength, and learning. And I love what you said earlier, because a lot of people have bad energy or in a bad space, and they will transfer that bad energy to you. And that is really sad because I didn't ask for it. I didn't do anything to you for you to now transfer that negative energy to me because you're going through something. So I love the fact that you found that you were in a space where you were, type negative, and you decided, okay, it's time to withdraw. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with realizing that the energy that you're transferring to others is not a highly vibrational one, and realizing that it was time to pack it up and do something else. So I love that. No, I do.
Yeah.
So what other? So what? Let's talk about because I know you have like a regimen. So let's talk about what you do for your face because you look good. You look good.
No, I don't do shit. Like literally, I thought about getting into skincare maybe like 2 years ago, and the first thing I ever had bought was like that little Fenty, Rihanna's little Fenty shit.
Uh-huh.
Um, it didn't go well. Like,
So
and
I
like,
suggest every time someone wants to get into skincare to make sure you go to like an esthetician. You can find some of those estheticians at Sephora. So if you don't want to go to like the doctor or anything like that, I always suggest people go to like Sephora. They have really skilled estheticians there that can help you figure out what your face type is. Because yeah, just going and I love you some Rihanna. I love you some Lotto. Like, and you go buy their products just because you love them. That's
yeah,
crazy. Like a lot of times, like the products that they make supposedly are supposed to be universal, but that's not necessarily true. Like, I love me some Fenty, her Fenty butter, but her butter is so thick. Like, I can only wear that butter in the winter. Like, I cannot wear that butter in the summer because I'll really break out. It's so thick. It clogs your pores. But in the
yeah,
winter,
that
it's
shit made
fine.
my shit red.
Yeah, because it's very thick, which means you probably have like oily skin, so it like affected your skin. Yeah. So before
I
you,
think
yeah.
I think before I had oily skin, and then I started because after that I started using like the CeraVe, um, and that helped, but I haven't used it in like a month and a half because I ran out and I just haven't bought any. But I've noticed now like my nose here and like my eyebrows up here starts like drying out. So
That's
now I'm like
crazy.
now I got dry skin and
Almost
shit.
every single person who's come into the stream and done my show has talked about CeraVe. So they getting their coin, baby. Everybody and their mama got CeraVe. I'm crying. I use
It
CeraVe.
works, but once you stop using it, it does not like um so yeah, I do need to get like something that will work for me because my skin
So
is sensitive.
besides like solitude and what other forms of self care do you do since you don't really do like the skincare regimen?
Um, I haven't done it yet, but what I've been interested in, and I think it's everybody should be a little interested into, is therapy. I think it's hard finding a good one,
It
which is
really
why I
is.
think it takes me why I haven't really done it because I'm like I don't want to have to like go through a bunch of different ones and like find someone that I like. But I think everybody, I'm like, we already fucking vent to our friends and get bad advice. I'm like, we might as well vent to somebody else. And, you know, at the end of the day, you don't have to do what they tell you to do. It's just like a consideration of how to go about things.
I
And
mean, my thoughts on therapy is if you need therapy, definitely get therapy. The thing about therapy is that we don't. Some people in their lives don't have anyone to talk to, and
facts.
or anyone with sense to talk to, right? So the cool thing about therapists is that they give you another perspective and they help you decipher your emotions because a lot of times we think with our emotions instead of thinking logically or rationally outside of how we're feeling. So cool thing about therapy is that they're able to help you to because a lot of times when you talk to your friends about whatever it is that you're going through, sometimes because they're your friends, they also have the same emotion. So it's like, oh yeah, nah, hell nah, that man, you need to pack him up and da 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 and da 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 because you're only telling one side of the story, right?
Right.
And the cool thing about therapists is that they're able to hear you but also know, okay, but what did you do and da 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 da. And a lot of times we don't have friends that can be that voice of reason for us, so we go see a therapist. And like I said, if you don't have those kind of people in your life who can help you see reason and you struggle a lot with like your emotions and having to decipher through them, then yeah, therapy is truly needed because what I'm saying. Me personally though, it's weird. I can open